watching it is a bit of a nostalgia trip. Just the likability of the characters, the really good soundtrack. I think it's pretty hard to avoid fan art on the internet. My girlfriend started to watch it purely out of interest on YouTube, and then she fell in love with it as well. It was more the fan base that told me that it was going to be good.
My little pony, my little pony. My little pony.
2010 saw the relaunch of American-born 80s cartoon show My Little Pony.
It's magic with me.
While many may have fond childhood memories of the earlier generations, there was something different about this incarnation.
And magic makes it all complete, yeah.
Something that sent its popularity snowballing into a global internet phenomenon. That's right, a full-on, unstoppable, worldwide sensation. While it's impossible to get an exact total for the current number of fans of the show,
I have no idea.
estimates total well over 1 million. Naturally, it's difficult to tell, as while some are loud and proud of the fact, others see it as something to be kept quiet and personal.
You startled me.
And who can blame them? Some members of society just aren't ready to accept such radical gender mold breaking.
I don't follow.
Oh, didn't I mention? The reason the show's boom in popularity has caused such controversy is because most of its audience aren't who you would expect. In fact, a majority of the fan base is made up of men. An internet Brony study showing the ages ranging from 13 to 50, the average age being 21.
Awkward.
So let's back up a second and examine exactly what we're dealing with.
Time to get to the bottom of things.
Let's start by taking a closer look at this word, Brony. What does it mean? Well, like twihards, potheads and Whovians, it's an all-encompassing term the hardcore fans use to identify themselves. Simply put, it's a combination of the words bro, or brother, and pony. Clever? Sort of. But what makes the show so special that it's attracted such a different audience from its target demographic? Well, we took to the internet message boards to arrange a meet-up for any local bronies who wanted to help us shed some light on the situation. After finding the guys at the station, identified by their various items of pony apparel, we headed to a local cafe so they could tell me exactly how they define a brony.
Brony is a male fan of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
Who is older than the target demographic. Someone who interacts with the
Yeah,
fandom
so
a lot.
someone that interacts with is aware that they're like a brony and then just absolutely loves everything really
So
about the show.
a fan would watch the show, but a brony would listen to the music, look at the fan art, all the stuff that's more fan orientated.
And like go to meetups and stuff,
Yeah, totally.
meet other bronies.
Yeah.
I've made fan music, but none of it's been published, just due to quality, and by buying a lot of Hasbro's merchandise, which can be quite embarrassing.
I just don't care. I just go, can I have my ponies, please? Okay, thanks, bye.
So to put this theory to the test, we decided it was time to take a shopping trip on the streets of Norwich to locate some pony merchandise. It wasn't long before we found exactly what we were looking for.
You said, oh, you can get the wedding set. And I said, oh, I didn't know you could get the wedding set. So the way you can get shining armour. Oh, it even has a jacket on it. He does.
And true to their word, there really was no concern for what others might have been thinking. But what is it about being a brony that gives rise to this boost in self-confidence?
I'd say that with the freedom of the internet, it gives you the ability to like invent a second persona, so that you don't have to say, I'm this guy, I'm a loser, I got this and that in my grades and stuff. Like, because when you like talk about ponies, everyone's just
equal.
It's just love and tolerance. It's great.
It's like any RPG ever.
I'd say
any role-playing game, any MMO, it's always someone just trying for escapism. Even watching a film is escapism. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I've been asked about 6 times whether I'm gay, just through liking My Little Pony, and it just gets to a point where it's like, really?
I got asked that at work.
The world's a cynical, horrible place, which is true.
Let's just be honest with it.
But ponies, it's all pure and lovely.
It's like the little vessel of like innocence that still exists.
Why should you be embarrassed about what makes you happy?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's nice to have something that's a staple, isn't it? Like, because it's always happy. And if you're like feeling down, you're like, oh, just click on a pony.
Yeah, we don't force ponies on people.
No, but they force their opinion.
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird.
Going to love me!
There have been some negative things, like Howard Stern and stuff.
Oh, so, yeah, but
he has said very negative things about the Brony community.
Yeah.
Very negative things. It's easier to talk to someone about Bronies if they have an open mind, rather than because like a girl's able to like play football or like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or anything like that. I don't mind if someone says that guy's a Brony, he's obviously a loser and stuff, because there's always going to be people like that. But I just say you should definitely try and interpret things out with an open mind.
What a lovely but absolutely ridiculous sentiment.
People do charity work.
Yeah,
Bronies.
yeah. I've done fundraisers for like cancer relief and stuff.
Yeah, get more
using
awareness.
Bronies.
It's aimed towards everyone. It's not just 5-year-old girls.
Yeah, good has no target demographic.
And maybe it's as simple as that. If something's genuinely good, who are we to decide who enjoys it, regardless of their gender? Whether something is girly or not is in itself quite a flawed mentality. Up until the 1920s, pink was considered a masculine colour, and women wore skirts instead of trousers.
Is it a crime to change one's style now and again?
Show creator Lauren Forst herself has said, "If I can put even the tiniest dent in the perception that girly equals lame, I'll be satisfied." Yeah! Well, while we were pondering this revolutionary notion, buzz back on the UK of Equestria forum had manifested itself into a second meetup. Naturally, we tagged along to find out more about why meetups are such an important part of the Brony culture.
Yeah, I mean, I've met most of my friends through the Brony stuff, and it's just, I didn't really have that much of a social life before I started going to meets and stuff, so yeah, and it inspired me to write music again, so yeah.
It's a good way to bring everyone together because there's sort of lots of little scattered villages out and around Norfolk, and it's often hard for people to get together, so...
But we don't just talk about ponies. I say it's more just a means to meet other like-minded people.
Yeah. We had about 24 people turn up to the last meet-up in June, and it was huge, and it was crazy fun.
In the summer, where most people had like the time off.
I've been to 2-3 Norwich meets, and everyone I've come back with new friends. I don't see them very often, because obviously I don't live in Norwich. But whenever I come, I see you guys, and it's amazing.
And now you have lots and lots of friends!
Every pony has like a strength and then a weakness, kind of.
Which makes them friends.
Yeah, and that's why like people relate. It gets so deep.
It's partly to find out about someone's personality.
It does, but
I know a lot of creative people who make things like clothes and stuff like that, and commissions, whose favourite is Rarity.
Right, this is Rarity, and she is best pony because she likes fashion. So we're taking the fashion pony and showing her as like an artistic pony who runs her own business. I think that's a very good role model. I've made a game called Where's Derpy. You have to find Derpy. It's kind of an in-joke because in the show she's like Where's Wally. You kind of have to look for her. So I've taken that concept. I've had so many comments from people and people posting videos of themselves playing it on YouTube and just like going nuts over it. It's been a lot of fun.
My favourite character from the show, probably Pinkie Pie. That's Pinkie Pie right there. She's always the one doing wild things that like a typical cartoon character would. Like in my social life outside of here, I play card games with friends and video games and that. I'm heavy into that, kind of like geeky sort of thing. I also go to conventions 4 times a year. So I went to the first one of those. Everyone was just like standing around just chatting. Ever since then, people have like looked towards me as like a figurehead of like the UK community, kind of.
My favourite pony is Vinyl Scratch, which is that one there. I kind of like the fact she's like a DJ pony and I'm a musician. I just kept seeing images on the internet and eventually just caved and decided to watch an episode, and then suddenly discovered the fandom when I thought, I bet there isn't any pony dubstep. And I was wrong, and that kind of inspired me to start writing my own music and engage in the fandom, join forums, and it's kind of escalated from there. I've met some really supportive people who really have helped me with my music.
Pretty much everyone knows I'm a Brony because I have a lot of merch, like the toys that I show off.
I have a shirt.
These guys have a lot.
And I think I have most of us at the moment.
I have my shirt, a dog tag, and my hoodie, which is ponified as well.
I'd probably have more if I could find nice stuff and I could afford it.
But it's kind of cool because it's like if you see someone like a shirt of a pony or something, you're like, oh yeah man, I like ponies as well, and it's just like you're like practically friends instantly.
This wallet, my dad went to America and bought this. On like the bit of cardboard it was hanging on, it said Brony wallet. So they have actually started writing Brony on some of the products. Collector's mentality. And
That's what I was going to say.
So it's just a way of showing support for the show and that we like it, really.
And it's nice having ponies.
Yep.
I'd say it's different from other shows because it has managed to reach a wider fan base, a wider demographic, but still kind of retain the ability to like give feedback back to the fan base. In Equestrian Girls, which is a parody of the Katy Perry song California Girls, it said, like, and Bronies hang out too.
Hey there. Come on, Bronies.
In the actual show, there have been a fair few kind of shout-outs.
Yeah, there's been nods to like
to
things
the
the fans have done.
There's a lot of background ponies which have been spotted by fans, like Doctor Who and
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski.
Also, like Lauren Faust and the voice actress for Twilight Sparkle, Tara Strong.
Yes.
They interact with the fans a lot. Like they speak to them on Twitter. There's been cases of, I heard once about a disabled boy who couldn't go to like BronyCon in America. So Tara Strong phoned him and talked to him as Twilight Sparkle and made his day.
Priceless.
As we near the end of our journey through the Brony universe, the time has come to reflect on what we've learned. We've seen the Brony community is vast and accepting of people from any age group, gender or sexuality. They are highly creative and demonstrate this by producing incredible quantities of artwork and video material that get shared throughout the internet. We've heard that My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has not only given countless people joy through its quality animation, clever and genuinely witty scripts and talented cast members, but also that it has had the power to live up to its name, forging friendships both locally and on an international scale. So, can something so profoundly good ever really be condemned and dismissed simply because it's viewed as being for little girls? Should gender stereotypes overrule doing what makes us happy?
Good question. I like those reporters' instincts.
Well, with the Brony fandom growing exponentially, now entering its third year, and with a third series of the show underway, it certainly seems that the global perception of what is normal is undergoing radical change. So, as the show itself reminds us, smile.
Hey, that's what I said.
I had a great time at the Brony meetup in Norwich, and I would definitely do it again to see all my friends and spread love and tolerance.
I met a lot of interesting people, had a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do it again. And now I'm going to go home and watch the new episode.